and at some point I will ask that you start to focus on some conclusions, some sort of practical outcomes that can be sent forward from this HTIM to the Permanent Council. The first speaker on the list is Atheist Ireland, to be followed by the United States. Thank you.
The OSCE guidelines for reviewing laws about freedom of religion and belief stress the "or belief" part of that phrase. That's the part that protects us as atheists. In July, the United Nations Human Rights Committee told Ireland to stop breaching the human rights of atheists. Our rights are being breached in education, employment, healthcare, politics and law. We don't have freedom of conscience, equality before the law or freedom from discrimination. The UN committee chairperson said that a common factor in this discrimination is the institutional belief system that has predominated in Ireland, by which he meant the Roman Catholic Church. I was pleased to hear the Holy See refer earlier to the intrinsic value of every person. That's certainly an advance from a few years ago when Cardinal Cormac Murphy O'Connor told the BBC that atheists are not fully human. Can I end by asking you for a measurable outcome? The OSCE has already hosted events to quantify and to combat specifically discrimination against Muslims, Jews, Christians and members of other religions. Please host a similar event to specifically quantify and combat discrimination against atheists. Thank you very much.
Итак, открываю список. Значит, первый сейчас выступающий это Atheist Ireland, and the second will be USA delegation.
Thank you. In July, the United Nations Human Rights Committee told Ireland to stop breaching the human rights of atheists. The Catholic Church runs 90% of our primary schools, state-funded, and can lawfully discriminate against atheist families and teachers. 2 new government bills, one on schools admissions and one on jobs, will actually reinforce that discrimination. Our President, our Prime Minister and judges must swear religious oaths to take office. Can you imagine telling a Christian or a Muslim that they have to swear that there is no God before they took office? Pregnant women have had their pelvises broken without their consent in order to avoid caesarean sections that might have led to a demand for contraception or sterilisation. Women are denied abortion on health grounds, despite the United Nations telling Ireland that majority votes in Parliament or referendums cannot be used to deny human rights. A new law on secular marriage discriminates against atheists openly and creates a state monopoly for private entrepreneurs to sell ceremonies. The government said in Parliament that the reason for discriminating against atheists was to avoid Elvis impersonators solemnising marriages. We're finally planning to remove our new blasphemy law, the one that Pakistan praised us for passing. The United Nations Human Rights Committee has told Ireland very sternly to stop breaching the human rights of atheists and indeed minority faiths. We ask the OSCE to repeat and reinforce that call and to treat Ireland like any other nation state that defies its international human rights obligations. Religious states promote religion. Atheist states promote atheism. We want a secular state that promotes neither, that respects equally the human rights of all of its citizens. We want freedom of conscience, religion and belief. We want equality before the law, and we want freedom from discrimination. Only a secular state can provide that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. USA delegation.